So if we talk about the European Business Support Network, I would like to say that it's not only an internet-based service platform. Yes, it is also an internet-based service platform under the name of EU BizNet, but it's also and foremost a personalized network. And a lot of people in this room really work in this network closely together. Why do we support small and medium enterprises at all? Caroline has already mentioned it. They make up, well, here it also says not only 95, but even 99%. Maybe that is the statistics from all over Europe, whatever. Of course, most of these 99% are micro enterprises with less than 10 employees. So in fact, they are working, or many of them are working locally. They are hairdressers or restaurant owners or whatever. So not all of them need definitely to go international, but there are also small and also micro companies who have something new to sell, an innovative product. So in fact, for them, it is very interesting to also go across the border, especially when they come from smaller countries like the Baltic states that we have in our network. You can see that the small and medium enterprises really make up not only the economic but also the social backbone of the EU, the European economy, because in fact they offer most of the training positions for young people in their enterprises, which is a very important thing. And they are indeed highly innovative. Most of them are also still family-owned, which makes them more responsible in their management towards their employees than maybe very big worldwide huge enterprises who will very quickly switch between countries in their economic activities. So in fact, to strengthen our small and medium enterprises is in fact the best way to also strengthen our regions. And most of them are very few of them are in the headlines. Of course, you will have the one or other hidden champion who will all of a sudden have a product that is a world product, and but most of them are really very hidden champions in that respect. No, I have to go this way. No, it doesn't work. Here we go. So in fact, SMEs do have a huge potential, but they often lack resources. And okay, Caroline said we smother them with support, but oftentimes, obviously, in fact, in their daily life, they can't find the support. They don't have the export experts that the big companies have. They don't have the research and development departments. And in that way, they have a huge potential if they would network and cooperate more with each other, or with, as you already said, with major buyer companies in other countries to help them as a stepping stone in another market. And in fact, also we as business support organizations or technology transfer centers often have to reach out more to our customers in our region to actually make them aware of all the support mechanisms that we have. Oops, sorry, this doesn't really... Why did we start with this activity in the Baltic Sea region, the North Sea region? They are undergoing a huge development, and they have a long tradition of collaborating, why also they were chosen as Interreg transnational program areas in their way. Especially in the Baltic Sea area, also we have a lot of new EU member states who also have a great potential of opening up new markets in the eastern parts of Europe to the older markets in the western part of Europe. And we have an increasing number of young companies who enter the markets first in their own country, but especially, as we saw in the project, in the new member states, in the Baltic states, we often have companies who are fairly new on the market, but they really, from the start, need to go abroad because their own home market is definitely too small for a new product. In Germany, the situation is still a bit different. We can also see that in the results of our project, that the small companies in Germany oftentimes are quite sufficiently active in their own home market, because it's a big market. So all in all, that is why we started these two projects 3 years ago. And the idea in the beginning was really to bring small companies closer to the original equipment manufacturers and help them cooperate in supply chains. But we have to admit that this was a big challenge that we only moved to in very small steps. And in fact, we had to rethink of our project at a certain point. And I will first show you who is behind this project. Now, both projects together, Baltic Supply and North Sea Supply, consists of 29 partner organizations in 18 regions. And we have a lot of business development agencies, but also chambers of commerce and other business organizations, cluster organizations. 5 public authorities, like the ministry I'm representing or the province of Groningen, that Caroline is representing, but also knowledge institutions who have more the look at the general picture of cluster development in Europe. And we're working together not offline and online, so on the website and in real life as well. Here you can see where we are spread over the Baltic and North Sea region. And now, as I said, we did have to rethink the project a little bit, and that is where we had help from a company, Denso. Günther Hasselmann is also here at the back of the room. Most of you have also seen him. And he said, okay, why don't you support each other by building a business development platform? Why don't you organize yourself and your services in a way that the Baltic, the companies, in fact, can reach you? And why don't you bring these together in these 3 clusters? Maybe say a word about the clusters. We have, from the beginning of the projects, decided to focus ourselves on 3 main clusters, on the maritime, energy and food cluster. We did think about that quite a while, and it was because these are fields of development. These are areas where there's a lot of new development going on, where there's a lot of innovation going on, a lot of changes in the market are going on. So that is why we choose these 3 sectors, also because they're represented in all of the regions that we just looked at on the map. So we started with this idea of a business development platform, and then, of course, we needed to have a name and a platform. And the only name that was still available was the European Business Support Network, and it suited us very well, and we could build a great website on the basis of that, which represents all the services that are available. So just to go quickly through the services we offered in this last year. Actually, we only built the platform and finished it at the beginning of this year, and we offer training and e-learning services. We offer a self-assessment tool that was developed by one of the partners in Scotland and is now also available as an online tool. We have market information in the form of news, events, information on trade fairs. And we also have all the information that we gathered in the project on the regional clusters that I just mentioned and how they are represented. One could say they are already on other websites, but no, we could see that the small clusters that we look at, or the clusters that are still in the making, are not yet represented on platforms like, for example, cluster collaboration, because that is an EU-wide platform that represents only the very big and old clusters in a way. So we also created our own company lookup, and we also made a cooperation with the Enterprise Europe Network to use their company register and have a search option on that. And one of our main basic ideas was to support tender and to be able to create new supply chains. And we have one example that we're going to hear more about later in the panel debate, a thermal aquaculture project in Lithuania, where in fact now there's a joint development of the supply chain. We had a lot of trainings over the last year, and they were very popular. We had 70 trainings with 400 participants only in the Baltic Sea region. There were more in the North Sea region. And we did also train the trainer seminars. They were done by Hansa Parliament, who are also represented here in this room somewhere. Over here he is. Max Sogeforster, he and his team performed all of these trainings. And there was, as I already said, a very good performance, especially in the smaller Baltic states and in Poland, who are very much looking for new market opportunities. But there were also seminars in all the other countries. The evaluations showed that we had a very good feedback, that people really can use the content in their daily work, and the comprehensive information package that was put together for the seminars is very popular. It's available on the website also for you to use. There will be spin-off in the form that the trainers that were trained now in the train the trainer seminars, so the business development organizations that now learned how to support their small and medium enterprises in internationalization, will hold their own seminars in the future. But it was also obvious that the companies in fact need individual coaching when they actually enter the new markets. And this is also what has taken place, that we had a lot of personalized support over the last year. We reached out to more than 85 companies and exchanged the profiles. We had a lot of networking meetings where we exchanged the profiles and looked at who could help whom. And we had a lot of delegation visits and matchmaking events that actually produced 65 matches within only 1 year. And we had indeed also already success stories. So in fact, 5 companies are actually looking to actually make contracts with each other or open up a new business in another country. So we do have these success stories, and it's very obvious that the personal support that our partners here was able to give really made the difference. And we have formed a link to a very similar project in the Black Sea region. About that you will also hear later in the panel debate, because we have a partner here from Bulgaria. So what were the success factors for all of these activities? It was the individual approach to the regional company in the region itself, and it was based on the trust and the quality of the profiles that were exchanged between our partners. And it was also cross-sector activities. We didn't just look at one sector, but really looked at how small, innovative products can enhance other sectors. And we had a close link with other services in the host organizations. For example, a Latvian delegation that came here to Bremen just by chance learned about the Turkey office that Mr. Kühling mentioned that we now have in Izmir in Turkey. And they said, oh, we're going to the Turkish market, can we use your office to get some support? And yes, they were welcome to use it. And that made them think about maybe opening an office here in Bremen, because they learned how Bremen can support them also in other markets. So that's a bit of a cross activity that happened. We started to cooperate very closely with Enterprise Europe Network, and I have to say that most of our partners a year or two ago, a year and a half ago, when we started that discussion, didn't even know about Enterprise Europe Network. But luckily, the contact points of EN were really available in all the participating regions of our project as well, and we made them aware of each other, and they got into contact with each other. And we were able to use the existing instrument, the technology profiles, which are a huge database of company profiles from all over Europe. At the time when we started to building up the website, our website, EUBizNet, these profiles were not yet available on the internet. They are now. The EN also has developed itself amazingly and very quickly over the last year. So now this is not anymore a single point of interest in our website, but we have closely cooperated here. And of course, Enterprise Europe Network already had a lot of experience how to organize matchmakings, how to prepare for them, and we learned a lot from that. I think there are a lot of further opportunities. Caroline already said the DG Enterprise, the DG Regio with the two programs should maybe try to seek more cooperation. I think it would be good if it would be an obligation to all Interreg projects who want to work with SMEs to integrate EN services right from the start in their project. That would be a very good point if all Interreg projects would be put their nose to the EN right from the start. And also, I think it can be very, I mean, the EN also has limited resources in the way of money, in the way of personnel, in the way of services. And of course, they can profit from a project that is also there and also has money and personnel to do things. So in a nutshell, the European Business Support Network is non-commercial because, of course, it was EU funded. It may not be commercial for the next years. It could become commercial, but I think we have a good point by having non-commercial organizations building up this network. And it has been established by all of us to support you, the small and medium enterprises, and also to support each other in our regional activities. Many services are online, but it is especially a personalized network with many direct business contacts. We will sign a memorandum of understanding later on to continue this work, to continue the services offline and online, to initiate more interregional networking and collaboration, and to extend the partnership as well. Any other organization who does similar activities is welcome to join us. And we really want to deepen the cooperation with other cluster organizations and other networks like the Enterprise Europe Network. So activities have been planned for 2013 and beyond, and I can only say thank you for your attention.